Are you guys here to test ride the Rickshaw too? All right, well.
You can go first if you want. I got all day.
Okay.
We're going to film, by the way. I don't know if that's okay with you.
I've watched your videos. I've
Okay,
seen you in
I'm
the
Dustin.
videos.
Nice to meet you.
David.
David, nice to meet you.
I'm Siri.
Siri, nice to meet you
Nice to
guys.
meet
You guys have put out a ton of videos, and that's a testament to your persistence with marketing this thing, huh? Because you sell it direct, right?
Yes, yeah. I also know, like, you know, people want to see the things being tested and ridden, especially the Rickshaw. I mean, I personally have 3 kids, so I use it a lot. Are you guys going to use it for your kids or for a family member or for the 2 of you?
So the idea is that we live in Newport.
Okay.
And we live pretty close to schools and all of that, close enough that we're thinking about like possibly a product like this with like the harness.
Uh-huh.
You guys have like a 3 or 5 point harness that you can put on this?
You can buy them separately, and then you would just kind of hook them up through the back here, and you could do 2 of them.
Yeah.
Because our daughter's a year and a half right now, so we still like, and she's very curious and very wriggly, so we would want
Yeah.
thing.
We have a video that I think we had about a 1.5 or a 2-year-old. I brought my son and daughter on here when they were about that age. So yeah, I mean, it works definitely, but I can understand being a little bit, unless one of you's back there with them, I suppose, you know. But
And it would potentially be, you know, I don't know, like you might take her around a little bit, where it might just be her in the back, or it would likely be, you know, one of us back there and one of us on the front, at least currently.
Cool. Well, feel free to do whatever you want. I got the parking brake on, so you've got 2 parking brakes up here. You pull these, you just push that down, and then
That's the parking brake and the accelerator.
this is the throttle here.
Throttle,
So it's
okay.
on your thumb. This works like a gas pedal.
Yeah.
So when you get on, do you have e-bikes now?
We do, but they're like Jupiter, like foldable e-bikes.
Okay. Do they have throttles or no?
They, how would you say?
I mean,
you go
yes,
like
but
this.
like
Twist throttle?
They're twist
Got it.
on the handlebar.
Nothing like this. I mean, this is a heavy duty bike you got here. And
Yep.
to be honest, I am a bit curious. Have you ever tried riding these on the boardwalk in Newport? Because this does have a wider profile than a standard bike, and I just wonder if that will present some degree of frustration.
To like police or something, or
Well,
to
just, and I know that every municipality does things differently in terms of allowing bikes on like sidewalks and all of that stuff. So I'm just curious.
It's not much wider. The actual width is the same of a standard trike.
Okay.
It's a little wider because of the fatter tires.
Uh-huh.
But in terms of the actual like width, like our other trikes, they're about the same. Now the length is a little bit longer.
Yes.
To your question, I mean, I've taken this all over Dana Point and San Clemente. You know, I haven't gotten. Most people are like, where do I get that kind of thing? Like,
Yeah.
but I can't talk to Newport. I mean, obviously, you can't fly airplanes over Newport Beach, so they have their own strict regime. But yeah, and to your point, it's really like city by city these days.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing I would suggest is probably not using the electric, depending on where you go, and you know, or run it on a low level assist so you're not like blazing through places. But
one thing I'm curious is, how does this feel with trying to walk it? So you said the parking brake. Okay. So with walking it, it's not that difficult to walk.
you also do have a walking mode, where you can actually put this on. I think it's the up button. Let me see. Oh, that's the light. So you hold the up button and your light goes on, and then I think the down button is the walking. Yeah. So if you hold this, it actually sorry.
So you just
Hold the down button. Yep. Wait till it kicks on and you'll see a little guy. Yep.
oh.
So if you had to walk it up a driveway or like a hill, you could use that to bring you up. Yeah.
Okay. And then parking brake.
Yeah. Pull this in
Oh. Okay.
and then pull the brake.
Okay.
The way they steer. So you have to turn the handlebars. Leaning's not going to do much in terms of getting the bike to go the direction you want. I say this because I've had a lot of people This is also sloped.
Yeah.
So be careful to stay away from the cars here. Go as far to the left as possible. Yeah, that's my only advice, is you have to turn the wheel and you have to just trust that it will stay balanced back here. And
let's try something here too.
Oh,
Now, the seating configuration in your videos, it seems like 2 adults, maybe her size, can fit in there, but a me and a her, I'm not sure.
so you're tall. How tall are you? You're pretty tall.
I'm 5'8".
Okay.
I mean, it's not going to be the most comfortable ride we've ever had.
Yeah.
Well, especially
I'm just thinking about a baby in you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
this is not sustainable. We
No.
can make it work.
Right. No, you never. I don't think 2 adults our size
No.
would work, but
No.
a baby in you.
If you put your arm around her too, it gets a little more comfortable. 'Cause- Well, we've had like, I have a guy who's 6'5" who works for me. He rides with someone else. If you kind of like really get in tight, it gets a little bit better.
I just think that what you encounter here is you can't make it any wider.
Exactly.
Because then it's a real nuisance. So, you know,
Yeah.
a baby
that's-
and an adult, I think that's about as much as you can hope for something that's going to be like somewhat compatible with existing bike lanes and roads. So.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly, like I get a lot of comments on it and they're like, make it wider, do this. But the integrity of this is to try to make it like a bike,
Yes.
Yeah.
but still allowing passengers. And the minute you start like extending,
And we were talking about that too, and I was like, yeah.
and then the cost
Make
goes
it
up.
any bigger, and it gets people go,
Golf cart
oh, I
territory.
can't. Yeah, exactly. Like, oh wait, I can't ride it on
Totally.
sidewalks or in bike lanes. Like, I have to actually
Alrighty.
be in traffic.
So for cycling through modes, I guess.
So this, don't push that.
Oh, sorry.
So this is a derailleur, like on a normal bike.
Oh, what does that do?
It changes the gears, you know, like
Okay.
gears on a bike.
Okay.
You can push it, but you can only change the gears while you're actually
I see.
pedaling.
Yeah.
So when you start pedaling now, you're going to hear the gears start changing as it slides into the gear you put it in. And then, do you want the seat higher, or is that good for you?
Yeah, let's do it higher. Okay. So that changes the gears. Can I bring it back down to 1 or?
Yeah, don't change it now.
Okay.
This puts it up, and then pushing this up brings it down.
Okay, up and then down?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
So now you've got it in kind of a high gear.
Okay.
So it's
It might.
might be a little bit difficult for you to get moving. Well, you're in a parking brake too.
Oh, sorry.
So just click it, pull the lever. Yep, now you're out. There you go.
Turning is very strange in this thing. You gotta reorient your brain. You can't use momentum or anything like that. But
Exactly.
this turning radius, I mean, this is. Ooh.
Yeah, that's why I ease into that. Yeah, you got to get familiar with.
Uh huh.
So it's a 750 watt motor. That's the largest size motor you can have to classify it as an e-bike. Because I get that comment a lot too.
Yeah.
You can do 1,000 watt, you can do bigger. Some states allow that. Anyways, California doesn't. So my point is like that hill situation can't really be rectified if you want an e-bike. So when you do it though, throttle will not be an option to go up the hill. You're gonna have to put it into level 5 and pedal, because the pedal assist will give you a little more power as you're pedaling and doing it. The throttle in and of itself up a hill with weight on the back,
So you're recommending not putting it in 1, putting it in 5 going up the hill?
you'll have to. If you're gonna try to go up any of these hills over here, 1 won't give you the power. And don't use the throttle, because that will burn the motor out. Again, on a steep hill with that kind of weight, it's just not equipped for that sort of terrain, you know? But I live on a pretty steep hill. I put it in 5. I take my 3 kids up the hill. I live over here. You can see it's pretty hilly. But you can test it. You'll see. It's not going to be easy, like a walk in the park, but you'll get the assistance.
It's going to be assistance, so it won't be like a normal bike.
Correct.
Yeah.
But You've got 3 wheels, you've got 4-inch tires.
Yeah.
So we'll warranty everything for a year. In terms of anything mechanical, well, you guys are close by, you could bring it here, or any mobile mechanic is usually how we do these, could come out, and within the first year, anything breaks, we just cover the labor that they would have to do or whatever. So
beyond that, I mean, I assume that it's a bicycle. It's made of all these parts that are swappable for this and that. You know, in terms of your product life cycle and all that, you know, how long you guys think that you're going to continue making these? Because what invariably ends up happening with a lot of products is, you know, get them, they stop making them, then you got to get something new or with a new company, yada yada yada. So, you know, beyond that year, what do you think?
Well, I can't tell you indefinitely.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been in business since 2005. So, you know, we stock the motors.
Yeah.
Like, so the cool thing about the front motor is this is easily changeable. So in a situation of like the motor blows out, it's just taking the front wheel on and off.
Yeah.
And then the battery's obviously interchangeable. So your 2 biggest things that would go wrong would be those. I can tell you that we're doing well with these, so I don't plan to not have it in the foreseeable future.
With us being local, assuming that we wanted to get it, would it be possible for you guys to be able to assemble it and like deliver it to our house? Or
Delivery I'd have to charge you for because I don't have anything equipped to do that necessarily. We could assemble it for free.
I'm just thinking about the tension because it'd be a family that's going on this thing. And I know that I saw your video of assembling like an hour, 30 minutes long. I'm sure that if you follow all the steps, I'm not handy. And my wife's not handy either. So I mainly want a professional to be able to put it together. So you guys would be able to do that and then just a delivery charge or...
Yeah. The assembly is no big deal.
Okay.
The delivery would probably be, I'm guessing, $100 to $200 would be the estimation.
Okay. So I have it on Assist 5 right now.
And just so you know too, the throttle is not linked to those levels.
Okay.
If it's in 1, you get full throttle. The throttle works like a gas pedal. So if you're in 1, it's like, okay, throttle enabled, and then you just dictate the power with your thumb.
Okay.
The levels are to the output of the pedal assist. So, yeah.
And then here, because I'm going to be honest, I have not actually ridden with like...
Yeah.
So if I wanted to...
So put your thumb on here. So thumb up here, and then push this with your thumb. Put your thumb on this one.
Oh, sorry.
So it's basically thumb for both.
Oh, okay.
So thumb here,
Up.
same direction, yeah.
Okay.
This pushing up is actually going to move this one down.
Great.
Which
then pushing up here
is actually going to put it up. Yeah.
Okay.
So on flat ground, level 5, you typically would want this to be in 5, 6, or 7 because you're going to be going fast.
Right.
And then uphill, you want to be 1, 2, or 3.
It's going to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's always good when you enter the hills to shift in advance so you don't get into that grade and you're like, oh God, I got to get down into level 1, you know?
And can you change it to miles per hour on the digital display?
I'd have to let me get my guy because I'm not even sure. Hold on one second.
My wife brought up a question about the harness. But my understanding with the harness is that, because I watched your video, you pull this cushion off and then you put it back here. You can put it anywhere on this seat, right?
Like
Not just the corner?
Like if
or do you
he
have
was
to put
just
it in the
going to
corner?
take our daughter out, for example, like could the harness be installed in the middle of the seat so she would
You just slide the things here. He actually just took the one inside. I have a harness on one of them.
Okay.
But I also have a video. There's a video of a family. I can show you here. Hold on.
When you're on that corner, love.
Let me see about that. Here, let me try to do the display really quick. Yeah.
So in Newport, it's called the Battle of the Boardwalk. That they allow bicycles along with the pedestrians and all that. There's a very strict imposition of a speed limit for bicycles on that boardwalk of 8 miles per hour.
That's pretty typical, actually. Like Hermosa Beach is that way too.
Yeah, what's the limit on the boardwalk?
8.
8?
I mean, the kids do not go 8.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to want to go much faster, or you're not going to, I mean...
It's a utility bike, not a performance bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I was just driving it, it felt, and I, totally felt what you said about like, yeah, turning you have to get used to a little, it's just a different feeling. But I just said out loud, I was like, this is probably as fast as I'm going to go.
Tell them, meet me there. I take used trade-ins. I had a used trade-in last night, sitting at the library at 8 o'clock.
Did it work?
Go ahead.
Good job, Pete.
And question for you regarding that harness. Because my understanding is you install it over the cushion, so it comes out.
Do you want to see? Here, drive it back to the back here.
Okay,
What'd you think?
So what we did was somewhat problematic. I was like, hey, try it out going up on this hill. So I stopped on the incline.
Exactly.
There was no momentum. And then she got it and she's like, I can't bring it up. So
I was like,
of course, if you go from a place where it's flat to going up, it's a lot easier. Once you have the momentum, it's good. But if you stop...
And then it was easy with exactly the settings that you said for me to pedal him up.
I don't work for him. I've got a business in Coronado. If you die in Coronado, you don't go any place, come and visit. I'll give you a free tour of the island.
Very nice.
And I'll have one of these. No, I'll have one of the rickshaws. You can ride in it. One of the ones you're buying.
Yeah, it's as is true of a lot of bikes and or e-bikes. Stopping in the middle of an incline can be challenging. You know what I mean? But
question two on the coming down the hill.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just like any bike where just regular service is good for this? But it's like I was braking the whole way down because I did not want to just cruise.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, is there anything we need to be aware of with that, or any kind of do's and don'ts?
No, I mean that's good.
Okay, great. I just wanted.
You want to be holding the brakes, especially with the amount of weight you have in the back.
Yeah.
You don't want to be waiting till the last minute.
No, I was braking I was maintaining a consistent pace the whole way down.
So these are disc brakes.
Okay.
So this is one thing that it's not under warranty, it's just normal wear and tear. But here's the disc, and inside of here there's pads.
Okay.
So, and there's 2 on the rear, so you have 3 of those.
Okay.
Over.
And which side which one controls which?
So we can just look at the pad. So this is the rear.
Okay.
And that's the front, so you can see, pull it.
I see, okay, yep.
Yep, so it clamps down. So those pads wear down, like pads on a car. And over time, you'll want to replace them. If you're doing, if you're not riding, I don't know how frequently you guys ride. The more you ride, the more you have to check those.
Right.
The brake pads cost $5, $10 or something.
Okay.
You could either do it yourself or, again, a mobile mechanic can do it. That's just the one thing you want to make sure you're paying attention to with the maintenance of the bike, basically.
Do you guys have anyone that is affiliated with your company that's like a mobile mechanic that's familiar with the product that could come to us and service it? Because
it wouldn't matter. These disc brakes. So these disc brakes are Tektro disc brakes. They're the #1 most common brand of disc brake on all e-bikes. So on this bike, it's the same with any given bike shop, basically.